Hi, my name is Billy LaValle. I am from southern Maine, and I was a living liver donor.
My name is Mark Nickerson. I'm from Midcoast, Maine, where I've lived most of my life. And I have received a living donation as a transplant back in May of 2004.
I first heard about living donation through a coworker who every year would organize our office staff to wear blue and green in honor of National Wear Blue and Green Day. And that is an organization that promotes organ donation. I wanted to donate to memorialize that same friend who introduced me to Donate Life. Sadly, she did pass away from her disease prior to receiving an organ donor. In addition, I also wanted to donate to honor those people who live with chronic illness daily and the fight that they fight, and I really wanted to honor the bravery that people have while facing chronic illness. My experience was a whirlwind, to be honest with you. It started with some lab work, which I was able to fortunately have done locally at home. Once the lab work came back favorable, I was set up here at Leahy for a very intensive 2-day workup. And while that was very intense, and I remember running around trying to find the different departments that I needed to be at and feeling a little stressed about that, it also reminded me of why I wanted to donate to begin with. Because again, I remembered at that time that people living with chronic illness, this is the norm for them. Going to medical appointments, following up with providers, etc. So for me, 2 days was nothing. I would donate again if I could. To be able to have such a meaningful impact on someone's life really felt like a gift to me. And I found a quote after I had met Mark, actually, and the quote was a quote from Maya Angelou, and I really just felt that truly and felt every word of that. And I feel like I received a gift by having the opportunity to donate. Fortunately, I don't really feel like I missed anything prior to donation. I had a wonderful mentor who shared with me her lived experience of being a liver donor, and she allowed me to ask any question that I wanted to, and she was very open and honest with her answers and sharing her experience, as well as the Leahy staff here were also very much the same way, just very open and honest, and provided me with tons of information. I am doing very well. My life is as pre-donation as it was. I'm back at all my activities. I am kayaking and running and enjoying life and hiking, family, friends, and work. My advice to other potential donors would be to definitely get a mentor. Again, that was so valuable to have that lived experience, hearing from it from someone firsthand. In addition, I would really encourage people, potential donors, to have honest and candid conversations with their family members, because their support will be vital. My final bit of advice for potential donors would be to try to come into surgery in the best physical shape that you can, because it really helps to aid in your recovery.
I had issues with high levels of ammonia in my brain because my liver was not functioning at the time. This was back 2 or 3 years ago. And then I had a couple other procedures due to bleeding internally. And then following that, ended up at another facility here in Boston. And that ended up not working out, so they sent me here to Leahy. And within about 4 months, I had a date set for my transplant. The surgery went very well, much easier than I had anticipated. And recovery for me, I was discharged from the hospital in 6 days. Thankfully, I had prepared my body and my mind ahead of time. So, plus I just wanted to get back home, knowing that I would do better there in recovery than I would here. I'm doing very well. I had a first few months recovery mostly from the incision and the surgery itself. I got through that, and at 6 months was able to go out and climb a mountain near us, just because I wanted to and prove it to myself. From there, it's been fairly smooth going. It does take a long time to heal, but it does get better day by day. For those on the waiting list, one of the things that I found very helpful was, like Billy said, to find a mentor. I found a support group through Leahy here, and the group there is made up of pre and post donation transplant patients, and they gave me some insight, which I believe helped in my preparation, but also in my post-op recovery in the first few weeks and months. I don't remember exactly when we met, but we both, right after transplant, decided that we would want to get to know my donor and recipient. And so after a period of time, that was set up and we got together. And so my wife and I and her husband and she have gotten together a number of times.
A number of times,
yeah.
Yes.
And we have, I think, have a great relationship.
I couldn't agree more. It's been wonderful hearing how Mark's doing, getting to know he and his wife. We've gone on little hikes and we've had lunch, and I have new friends, which is amazing.